so far in the season as we go to the pick ban phase. And as you mentioned, the first pick Brewmaster. And yeah, a couple of games behind under this guy's belt, under both these teams' belt. I forget what Flipside was before they joined up with this new organization, but that's not doesn't really matter at the moment. What's important is that they're doing fairly well so far. I mean, every single time I talk to their manager, they talk about how they absolutely have no worries about how their team is doing. They feel confident. They feel really prepared for everything they go on, and they have some pretty good results because of it. As the Skyrath Mage takes the first pick.
Yeah, they were Bags of Chip and Pepperoni, which I let them know I thought was the dumbest name ever for how
Yeah, I
good of
remember
players and
that.
how good of a team they are. And then I think the most recent they were Leviathan for like a week or two, and then they got picked up by Flipside,
Yep.
managed by Diz now, I believe, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's the
there you
guy I
go.
talk to all the time. All right.
Yeah,
So,
so Sky comes out first against the Brew. Pretty expected. I
yep.
mean, the silence is really good. You're not going to get off that primal split, guaranteed.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
Doom
now you
as well.
definitely
This
won't.
is like absolute Brewmaster hate right now. They want nothing to do with this guy, and Shadow Shaman will be the pickup on top of it. But if your Brewmaster gets doomed in silence before he can get anything off, then, well, and he's a non-factor. I mean, I've seen games, I keep bringing this up, there was a game I saw recently where the Brewmaster never got his ultimate off, and it's just, it's hilarious to watch, but at the same time, it's like, it's one of those things that really hurts this Brewmasters when he cannot get the primal split.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like you don't want to give Tidehunter to the Dire, and that's for sure. Do you want to give any team a Doom though? They
No.
also took out the Razor, which I'm not sure how. I mean, it's a great ban. I think Razor is at least in pubs like almost unbeatable. So is Viper, just picking up that early mech for your team. And these types of games, of course, it's a little different. Obviously, he does not have a perfect win rate. But they don't take out the Doom, and he's also pretty strong. You can just put him in the off lane, jungle, safe lane, even go mid, and again, that's what always makes a hero so strong. Not only is his ultimate shut down just about everybody, doesn't really have counters, and he's so versatile and ambiguous, I guess, for the lane. But
Yep.
some interesting bans come out there with the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, the Queen of Pain not exactly expected. I wouldn't see the Queen of Pain going well with Flipside and Tactics lineup as at the moment, but they could be wanting to pick something up that maybe the Queen of Pain isn't exactly help in the mid lane. So I'm thinking maybe they want to go on the lines of a Puck or a Storm Spirit, which if they have the Brewmaster, it doesn't really make any sense. But I don't know. We'll see why they picked that one out. It could be something that goes with Skyrath. I mean, you've got the Ancient Seal to go well with the Scream of Pain and the Sonic Wave. So you never know. I mean, it could just be a ban out because they don't like the hero and they think that the hero doesn't deserve to be in Dota. I don't know. But the Wraith King will get taken out as well as the Viper, and now we've got an Alchemist coming on. So a lot of value coming from the Flipside Tactics NA. Now all they need is an Enigma, and their GPM is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, pretty much. So you pick Alk and Doom, like you sort of just touched on. Devour and the Grievous Greed together do make a recipe for having a lot of money. Obviously you're going to get Devour on Doom. Alchemist, depending on his role, which I'm thinking mid against the Brewmaster, just keep down that acid spray. And he's going to want that unstable concoction so that people can gank him and that he can fight early. So if he does that role, won't have the Grievous Greed early, but he will maybe have the mech early, and in that case, Doom doesn't have to get it, so he can go for a blink. Blink phase Shivas is pretty common at that point. Maybe you
Yep.
go for the Ags. I think it was. Is it Shredder? I think it's Shredder who likes the Ags Refresher Doom Rush.
I don't know. I haven't watched Shredder on Doom
Just from the
enough.
jungle. So I remember, I think it was him that did that a lot. And he would get it pretty early, even just from the jungle. So he really has his Doom rotations down. But they pick up a Tinker now. So this transitions that Alchemist did more of a support. And then, wow, some quick picks the Centaur and the Spectre.
Yeah, the Tinker is well known as the natural counter to the Spectre. I mean, or the Spectre rather is a natural counter to the Tinker, and I haven't seen it recently or have seen why. I mean, I know there was a couple threads about it, some topics, videos about it, but I can sort of get why. I mean, Tinker is going to be trying to be all around the map, trying to push as much as possible, and the Spectre, all she needs to do is haunt it. In fact, I really love the Spectre versus Nature's Prophets for that reason. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Spectre can come out and be a counter to this Tinker, if the Tinker is going to go relatively uncontested. But the Tinker adds to this whole farming setup that Flipside have given themselves, where they're going to be taking Ancients quite often. They've got the Acid Spray and they've got the March of the Machines for that. They're also going to just be pushing down waves and having a near unstoppable amount of force going behind them, where if LaG.TT, they can't get the Spectre off the ground, it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you basically touched on it. You just have the haunt. So later on in the game, like when Spectre is super strong, because you can expect the game to go late against Tinker. Spectre is one of the best late game carries, and will do well. Not, I guess she's pretty affected by Doom just because of her passive. Once that's disabled, you're kind of in a bit of trouble. Once Dispersion is down, you also won't get Desolate damage. Even BKBs coming up early in a game can really hurt Spectre. So Doom and Alchemist might want to go for some of those, so that they can break into Spectre's base. But we'll see. It's a fun hero. It can farm up. It can flash farm if you've got a Radiance, and then you can just be into any fight with the Haunt. You can, if your team's trying to kill Tinker, Tinker blinks away, you can Haunt, and hopefully they get the kill if you're going to use your ultimate. We'll have to see. But Earthshaker and Weaver banned out, looking for the 5th pick from Flipside.
I like the Earthshaker ban a lot.
I would say they need a offlaner / a 1 role. Either or would work.
Flipside? I don't know. They've got a lot of heroes that can spread out the farm. They have pretty much 4 heroes that need a kind of core status. I think picking up a hard one position carry would be very greedy at the moment. But, I mean, they can find farm out of nowhere, the Doom and the Alchemist and the Tinker. So maybe picking up a 1 wouldn't be too bad. But to be perfectly honest, I'd say try to pick up a support that transitions. Maybe go for something like the Kunkka or...
Alk is that role. Already.
I'm saying pick up multiple heroes that kind of fit that bill a little bit. I mean, you could definitely Mirana will help a little bit with that. I mean, there is no real setup for the Mirana, so it's going to be difficult to get those arrows unless we've got Jenkins. I think plays the Mirana
along Alk stun.
Yeah, I guess a long Alk stun would do pretty well to go ahead and set that one up. Yeah, no, definitely. So Mirana's going to be an interesting pickup to watch in this game. Do you think she's going to be played as that carry 1 position role, or do you think they're going to switch it up a little bit?
I think she's going to go offlane. Alchemist and Skywrath are going to roam / support Doom. Doom will go top, and Tinker will go middle for Flipside.
All right, so taking a look at LaG.TT, we've got 1 support, so it's pretty obvious, at least it looks pretty obvious what their last pickup is going to be. It's going to be a support, probably something, well, they can't pick up the Ancient Apparition anymore, but they could probably go for something along the lines of a Rubik or maybe a Witch Doctor for some added sustain. I can see that still in the pool. So
yeah, I was thinking Witch Doctor.
Yeah, that'll definitely help keep them all alive. I mean, the Spectre
maybe support Jug.
Juggernaut.
Oh, no, wow, they're going to go TA.
So then how are they going to lane this? Support Centaur? With an offlane Brew and a Spectre with a Shadow Shaman?
I think because they picked up the Brew first and it got so counterpicked down, it might actually be a support Brewmaster.
That'd be an interesting fallback plan. I mean, I guess you kind of have to expect them to counterpick Brew so hard if you leave either Skywrath or Doom or both in the pool. It's going to be a little bit difficult for you going into the game, but yeah, it's an interesting pickup for them. And I think they're most definitely going to run this Templar Assassin mid. I don't really see her being able to play in many different roles, but I wonder if they're going to do a core Brewmaster, or if they, like you said, are just going to run it as a support. I mean, the Centaur will not do well in a support position, but neither really will the Brewmaster. So, I don't know. Going into this game, it's going to be interesting to find out, but we're live now with Flipside NA versus LaG.TT. This is Chicago Ted. You're listening with Helium, and they got a nice platinum Roshan here. Holy shit!
Tryhards.
I know, right?
I think the support Brewmaster is pretty good if you go aggressive and you can really make it work, because that aggressive lane, it's pretty squishy. You might even see someone roaming and stacking. That could be the Alchemist. Like, Skywrath does a lot of burst damage, but if you get a hold of Skywrath, like, he just dies. And Shadow Shaman can maybe get the shackles off, and they can kill him. Actually, you see Shadow Shaman running up there. I don't know if it's to ward or what. And you could go aggressive with the TA. I think TA was thought of as only a mid hero, but I kind of like this hero in even tri lanes, or at least just 2 lanes. Kind of like how Invoker transitioned to go safe, with 1 extra support. I think TA can really do the same. because she can get rolling so early. And I mean, with the death ball strategies these days, like you're trying not to lose by 12 minutes, and TA
Yep.
can do a lot, I think, early on.
Yeah, I think one of the main reasons people run her mid, though, is that it takes a lot of XP to get her to that point, and she requires full refraction shield, really, before she can start getting intense in fights, and the meld is pretty much imperative for her to level up and get out in early, so that's kind of why I feel like she's more of a mid hero than anything, but you could try to run her as a support. I mean, they thought Invoker was the same thing, and I've seen him run as a safe position carry, as you just mentioned, so I don't know. It's really up in the air. They had to fall back, have a fallback plan when, as you mentioned, the brew just took a turn for the worst. And I'm interested. I'm really interested to see how they're going to go ahead and go about this. I mean, it's certainly going to throw a spoke or throw a stick in the spokes of Flipside trying to lane against this, because now they got to prepare for something that's
Oh,
pretty
they might
much
just go with
ridiculous.
Centaur too. I kind of forgot about that. Because based on the item builds, you see a poor man shield with not a lot of regen on spec, so you're not going to send a hero with no regen into a tri lane. And the same thing on TA. She's got two tangos going fast bottle, so she's middle, and it will be an aggressive lane with the Centaur, the Shadow Shaman, and the Brew. So that makes, I think that makes sense. It's definitely a fallback plan, as we've already said a few times.
All right, so without any more time to waste, we're going to go ahead and introduce the teams. I'll let you start.
Yeah, I guess I already kind of went over. I'll just start with LaG.TT here. So we've got Spiritmon playing the Shadow Shaman. So fitting name for that hero. He's got the wards, looking to drop one down, get the vision, very important in aggro lanes. DM1 on the Brewmaster, and KYW. Excuse me, on the Centaur Warrunner. Middle lane, we've got Van. He'll be playing the Templar Assassin with one shared tango, and then Zero Kun, my favorite drunk Peruvian player that I meet in pubs. Although he had our teammates really angry, and I was laughing the entire time. It's going to be Zero Kun on the Spectre.
All right, taking a look at Flipside, we got Nusham spearheading their lineup with the Alchemist. Looking up, it's going to be Shredder on the Marana. Back towards Sunken, the guy pestering me to cast his games, and happy to be doing so, but he's going to be on the Skywrath Mage. We take a look at Jenkins on the Doom, sitting pretty in the jungle, and Shibby on the Tinker, probably going to be soloing up this safe lane up top.
Yeah, and Shibuya is the player I really know the least. I play quite a bit. I don't really play with Sunken much either, but I have. But Newsham, Jenkins, and Shredder I play with a lot, so I'm going to be looking to see some big plays from them and see what Shibu's all about. I know I've played against him a couple times, and I've cast him a few times. The Great White Buffalo here.
Oh,
I'll see how I can
here
do on
in
the
mid
Tinker.
lane. He's going to get slowed up on a concussive blast. Nusham coming in with the Unstable Concoction is going to go straight on it, and that should be the kill here as, hold on, he's still alive and ready to go and fight again. Wow.
Yeah, Concoction kind of sucks these days, especially at level 1, now that it doesn't charge up in the air. And we can see the matchup in the mid lane is Doom versus TA. I think it's okay for TA. Scorched Earth will take off her refraction, so she's got to be careful, but something that hurts Doom the most is negative armor. And you can see he starts with the Ring of Protection, and he got the armor creep. So actually, that's much less of a deal than it maybe previously would have been.
Going to throw down the Thunderclap on him. Shibby's there to protect him, though. This could actually turn very poorly for Spiritmon. He's going to get hit up with the Concoction again. Now Spiritmon running away. One more auto attack should clean him up, but Van is there to help. Van still low, though. DM1 with a Thunderclap. One more tower hit to come into Jenkins. It's not going to be enough. They were looking for the Side Blaze and was not able to get the proper line. He gets away, but everyone really getting away with only a couple bits of HP left. Amazing, amazing luck, I guess you could say, coming out from these players. As Spectre on the bottom lane gets away with 30 HP herself. Jeez, close gaming. Hold on, it's going to be Spiritmon. No, Nusham finds Spiritmon in the jungle and tells him he's in the wrong neighborhood as one punch to the face will throw him to the fountain.
Yeah, so it looks like neither team were really expecting that top lane because, I don't know, like none of the supports stayed there. Up top, they're like, okay, this lane's, mostly Bandit's just a Tinker. They missed the first blood there. They were trying to do the side shop hiding. Then they're like, all right, we messed up. We didn't get the first blood top. Let's go into the mid lane. But the supports for Flipside pretty much had the same idea.
Courier in the mid lane. One more attack in. The Courier not going to be able to be upgraded.
That's the
30
bottle,
seconds
too.
before. Yep. That is a
That
very,
really
very
hurts
bad
TA.
pick to have given up. It's DM1, concussive shot here. Never-ending action. He's going to take another arcane bolt to the face.
Zero's bounced.
He should be fine. going to run around the trees. Yeah, he'll be fine to fight another day. In fact, in comes Spiritmon. He wants to make a go. Another arcane bolt to fly through. Sunken, going to get lassoed up. DM1 looking for the thunderclap. He's being slowed up by the dagger. And now Van's here to get the kill on him to give himself a nice little bit of gold.
4 heroes for LaG.TT involved in that. Yeah, and the lanes finally switch around there. Jenkins will leave the middle lane and go up top. Based on what he bought, it kind of looked like he was expecting to go against TA. And the fact that he had the Wild Wing aura made it all right. But they will put Tinker there now. I think that's the matchup they actually wanted. So the lane swap for Flipside. And Shredder is there farming in the bottom lane. Kind of taking the 1, maybe the 2 role here on the Mirana. The roles for Flipside are a little blurred, I guess. There's like 2-1 roles, sort of.
Yeah, and it's really up to Zerocon to find farm at the moment. I mean, he's matching up with a run roll, as you said, and hold that thought as DM1 going to take an Arcane Bolt and a Concussive Blast. The arrow does come through the trees, and he will end up dropping. Now in comes Nusham with an Unstable Concoction. Spiritmon in a lot of trouble. He should drop the Starfall to secure that one, and they'll just run away with a quick and easy double kill. Zerocon's still alive, but may not be for very much longer, as with these 3 heroes in the bottom lane, it's going to be a slippery slope of death.
There's so much damage coming out from Flipside. Obviously, Sunken is on the most balanced hero of all time, so the Arcane Bolt, even without any items or any intelligence beside the 2 branches, he does so much damage with that Arcane Bolt. And then you've got Nusham. If he hits that squishy Shadow Shaman with the Unstable Concoction when Acid Spray is already down, it's like half of that hero's HP, and then some right clicks into Starfall from Shredder bring him down. So those supports are really going to have no home because anywhere they go, you know that Nusham and Sunken are just going to show up and kill them. And Brew sitting at level 2 and probably going to be level 2 for a while longer unless this is successful in the top lane. If they can kill Jenkins, it's starting to outrun him. That was the longest Shackles I've ever seen. The Stomp is there as well. Now they need the Thunderclap coming out from the Brew. Jenkins is not too easy to bring down. He's got a lot of high armor, even the double edge. So they rotate up. They get no XP from that. And again, more time wasted here from LaG.TT as Mirana is now the leading farmer.
Yeah, and Mirana will continue to be the leading farmer if she stays in a lane just like this. I mean, Sunken is going to provide her so much space on the Skywrath Mage, one of the most broken supports in the early game. Can just output so much damage, as you mentioned. And it's going to take a lot to kill this Doom, whereas you're taking a look at Zerocon, who's in a similar position, has to play so far back or else half the HP is gone in literally no time at all. So really, it's just a difficult position for LaG.TT to be in. And going into this game, their draft already seemed just a little bit disjointed. But now if it comes apart at the already weak seams, then it's going to be very difficult. In comes the very quick Stampede, 5.5 minutes in, and they still might not get this kill. They're going to go ahead and double edge that one with a Thunderclap and the Stomp, and still nothing to make of it. So I guess missed opportunities all over the place for LaG.TT. As we take a look at Van in the mid lane, going to burn Refraction on the Martian Machines themselves. Nusham going to body block up, going to take a little bit of damage from that from the Meld Strike. Trying to find the Haste Rune. Out comes his Unstable Concoction. Will get Refractioned out, but he's actually probably gonna go down here. Concussive shot to land, needs another meld. There is no detection for him. Out comes Spiritmon, knows he can't get away, rather not give the kill to Nusham. Actually, Van comes into this one, wants a kill on the Nusham, does end up getting it. He'll trade his life for that, but he finds a kill in the whole cluster of whatever the hell was happening there.
Battle for the Rune worked out. They didn't have detection for the TA, but Shadow Shaman's like, hey guys, I'm standing on top of the hill. You can just come kill me instead. He tries to throw out a Shackle to help. Ends up giving away another kill. And that Shadow Shaman is now level 2, so a little bit of extra damage coming out from Ether Shock. And you can see that after they use the Thunderclap and Centaur's damage coming out, the right clicks were not even touching Jenkins in the top lane. Shadow Shaman, still no damage when he rotates there to the bottom rune fight, and they're gonna have trouble killing him. Now they want some minus armor in on this. Actually, some right click damage potential here from Vaughn, but that Scorched Earth bringing down the Refraction.
One more auto attack should be enough.
He will get the kill.
Oof, that was a very close kill. I thought that last auto attack was gonna get healed out by the Scorched Earth, and the Moonlight Shadow coming in, almost saving his life, but Van picking up a nice kill for that one. This Templar Assassin is 3-1. And can we just talk about Centaur for a minute? All right. 5.5 minutes he had his Stampede ready to go. Or, well, he didn't actually get the kill off of it, but now, not 2 minutes later, he finds his Blink Dagger. I mean,
Radiant's
this
mid
guy is
tower's
doing
getting
really
banged
well
up.
here in this lane. 36-11, beating out Shredder here on the Mirana, who's only 30, or now not beating her out because he left the lane, but Mirana was 1 or 2 last hits behind him. So very nice play from this Centaur War Runner, and he's doing incredibly well in this game so far.
Yeah, actually, for the first couple minutes of the game, actually, maybe not even that long,
Radiant's
his lane
mid tower
was
could use a
completely
hand.
abandoned. So he was actually just free farming, and I guess even a little bit of free denying because of the lane rotations that came in. After they messed up and didn't get the first blood on Tinker, and then there was a pretty slow rotation and those big fights in the middle lane early. So he was just farming uncontested. He does have the blink now, though, and he's going to look to get things
brewing on
done, which means
Radiant's
they can hand over
bottom
the top
tower.
lane to the Brewmaster, who's level 4 right now. So hopefully he can recover a little bit. Look to get to
Rotations
level
into the
6,
bottom
but
lane. Spiritmon going to go in with
yeah.
an Ether Shock, but he's going to get blown up
Guys,
immediately.
mid
In comes
tower.
Vando with a Haste
Liability.
Rune. No, that's a double damage. It looked like it was fast. He's going to get the Psionic Trap out, though. Looked like it.
was
Double
Stampede.
damage blowing up Sunken.
Radiant's
Shredder will
mid
get
tower's
away.
coming apart.
Actually, will he's fan will put the Psionic Trap on him. He's going to
Dire
try
might
TP.
wanna
One
mine
Null
the
Strike is
top
all he
tower.
needs, and it won't be enough. Shredder will get away. And Jenkins, a little bit aggressive here as he's farming up the jungle while his team pretty much gets evaporated here in the lane right next to it. He's going to get spotted out, though, and comes DM1 looking for the Thunderclap. Can't quite get in range. Jenkins looking for the Doom. Turns around, starts the cast, immediately stops it, and he will just lumber away towards the mid lane. No, he might find himself
Guess
in a
what's
very poor
happening to
position,
Dire's
running
bottom
right into 3
tower.
heroes. Nope, he turns back around, doing the quick 1-2 step
Radiant's top
and
tower's
realizing
hurting.
which way he should be going.
yeah, Jenkins only taken that 1 death so far. That maybe could have been avoided. Just before the TA came to the top lane, Jenkins walked in and wanted to eat another big creep, and he ate the troll, which took
Oh,
away
now
his
Jenkins
armor
is in
aura.
trouble. In
but
comes the
he's got it
stomp,
back.
Blink, Maiden Voyage. Van looking for the last auto attack, gets it. Doom flies out into KYW, but
Dire's
probably
mid
not
tower
going to
could use a
be
little
able to
help.
net the kill here. He's just going to be able to walk away, put the Doom on cooldown, and throw that one away, saying, well, that was a good trade. And actually, it wasn't really a trade at all.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
more
ain't a pretty
theft.
sight right now.
I question that
There
Doom.
goes
It's
Now
been
it's a
on
trade.
for 80
Tower.
seconds now. And yeah,
mid
Skyrath
tower's
taking out the
having
Shadow Shaman.
technical difficulties.
As Van here trying to get some damage on the mid tower, maybe looking for the rune as well. He knows that Nusham has grabbed it. He's going to work to bring down these
Dire's
illusions.
mid tower won't
Oh, take a
last
look
much
at this
longer.
ancient stack being farmed up. That's 4 camps, 4 ancient camps going away to the Martian Machine. Shibby
This is
should
bots.
have, actually does have his boots of travel now and is waiting for the rotations from his supports to give him a little bit of extra gold from this, or XP from this, but yeah, he's just going to farm these up, be really happy to have all this extra gold. This is what the Max March build gives you, by the way. First, do they have the Alchemist stack in this one? And then he comes in and, well, cleans it up in no time at all.
Yeah, that Dota 2 March, it's pretty good. Bit ridiculous if you ask me.
That's perfectly
but-
balanced.
But whatever. Looking over at the Mirana here, Shredder as well, about even on last hits there, and checking out the net worth. Yeah, it's Tinker at 5.2k,
Radiant's
Mirana
bottom
at
tower's
4.8. So
better
Flipside have
days.
those 2 leading cores right now. Shredder's almost got his Maelstrom just a couple hundred away. He will leap away from KYK, taking that double damage, or that return damage, and that's
They
going to
know
disable
where
the
he
Blink
is.
Dagger, but it's back up now, and onto Shredder. Shredder popped the Moonlight Shadow, and these poor supports are poor. So no detection right now. Looks like, oh, it's going to run out, and they will get him there. Nicely done. Some much-needed levels for the Shadow Shaman, up to level 4 now. Only level 4 at 11.5 minutes. You can see he is behind, but Centaur's doing well, and Baru is level 5. So the Primal Split should be up pretty soon.
Spectral Dagger was the MVP right there. They had every idea where he was going, got every single AoE stomp, stun, whatever they could off, and by the time it wore out, then the Moonlight Shadow was already over, and they were able to just pick up the kill nice, quick, and easy. So getting a kill there is very nice, especially on the thought-to-be one-position carry Shredder. Shibby's still having a great game right now. You see the Boots of Travel is done, as we saw from that stack, 1,000 gold plus on top of that. So his farm is absolutely incredible. He's 5,700 net worth. That's about 1,000 ahead of the next highest net worth, which is his own team, and more so ahead of the next.
Yeah, he's farming up even more stacks now that are left for him here in the jungle. 2 camps at a time with that march. Meanwhile, his team's looking to get him even more
Radiant's
gold, pushing
top
down the
tower's
top
in
tier
bad
1.
shape.
And you can see looking at the graphs already about 6,000 and 4,000 experience, golden experience ahead for Flipside. So even though the scoreboard only separates them by 1 kill, Flipside is leading this game, and they do have the Tinker as it gets later and later.
They look for the meld. They cannot quite find the meld. In comes the Haunt though. Spectre not opting to go back just yet. KYW will take a Mystic Flare, and one last auto attack will finish him off. Doom goes down on to Templar Assassin. Van will quickly take a fall from that one. And Zero Cut could not escape the Skywrath Mage as he takes a fall, making it a 3-for-1 here. And the Tinker rotating in, absolutely incredible here. The Doom also not too bad. They're going to go ahead and grab the tower off the back of that, or try to make a start of doing so. And looks like this next wave should be the death of it. If I'm not sure DM1 can actually defend against this.
I mean, look at the difference in the levels of supports right now. Shadow Shaman level 4, Brewmaster level 5 for LaG.TT, and then on the flip side of things, you got Skywrath at level 9 and Alchemist at level 8. So they are effectively doubling, at least the Shadow Shaman. Brewmaster just gets level 6, but they're so far ahead that it was the Sky who did most of the damage to Spectre and was able to bring him down. Another Moonlight Shadow goes out, stun from Nusham, parting gift to the Centaur. Oh! Look at that little combination. Any stun really works pretty nicely with the Skywrath. He's got, again, level 9, so the Mystic Flare comes out, and, well, they get the tower. Nusham last sits it down with the slap shot.
Yeah, and Tinker just going to be annoying. Continues to push this with the Marching Machines. Now, I think Flipside are starting to feel that their pressure is mounting to a head as they just continue pushing. They don't really fear the stopping. And this is where the classic Death Ball sort of starts to take shape here, where they don't actually have to stop their push. They can go ahead, take the tier 1, take the tier 2, knowing that if the enemy makes any attempt at fighting them, then they'll just lose that engagement and they'll push even more. So it's LaG.TT's really struggling to find a way to answer this, and they've made a couple of attempts and both just haven't quite worked out. Now they really need to figure out what they have to do, but really what is there to try to roam around and gank a little bit. But I think taking towers is going to be really important for them as they haven't taken a single one.
Yeah, I was about to just bring up that point. The fact that you haven't taken any towers right now, and now that the Tinker's up to Boots of Travel, Bottle, Soul Ring, and his Blink Dagger, he's going to be everywhere. So you're probably not even going to get a tower at this point in the game. Your Shadow Shaman fell so far behind. Like, if he got off to a good roaming start, which was their idea, the strategy on LaG.TT, then maybe he's 6 and they could take some towers. But it just did not happen that way, and I don't think they're even going to get a tower in this game.
Might be in trouble. The arrow comes through, saving him. Van is stunned up. Zero Kun not able to deal the damage.
Shredder's
now.
pretty strong.
Concoction will come out. Keep Zero Kun in one place for one time. Shibby does end up coming on the back lines. Zero Kun should get away from this one if there isn't a blink, but Shibby won't be so lucky. He's going to take a fall here. Primal Split will secure that kill. Now in comes Spiritmon, looking to try to shackle up Shredder, but will take an unstable concoction to the Naz and will end up dropping because of it. KYW dodging out an arrow, probably inadvertently, but not going to matter as only 1 for 1. And, you know, a support for the Tinker, not too bad.
Yeah, it's definitely good that they brought down the Tinker, although, is it going to set back Tinker that much? Not really, because he'll just TP anywhere on the map when it respawns and start farming. Doom wasn't even in that fight. Meanwhile, the entirety of LaG.TT was there, and it was pretty lucky for the Spectre to even get away. He lived with like 20 HP. And Doom, we'll see what he wants to buy. He's got 1,800 gold. He's already got the Blink. And, yep, he's going to go straight for the Ags. It is a Jenkins Doom, so I don't know. I guess Shredder has convinced him that the Ags is the way, the truth, and the life.
Yeah, Ags not too bad of an item on the hero. So, I mean, at the moment, it's looking pretty difficult for LaG.TT. I mean, they still are able to kill off heroes. We just saw Shibby get absolutely blown up, but now you've got Nusham going ahead and jungling up at the moment, which we mentioned he can do as well, so it's not just Tinker that'll be able to take those Ancients, and really there's nothing stopping him from going after the Ancients. I mean, no wards to block the spawning, no wards to block the stacking, and ultimately it's setting them back so far. I think I've seen 5 or 6 different Ancient camps just go down, whether stacked or not. Probably even more than that. You can see the golden XP just snowballing downwards because of it. Because of ultimately Flipside being able to farm more efficiently across the map. We took a look at this lineup at the beginning and said they'd be able to get so much gold out of the map, and it's really coming to fruition.
Yeah, it's going to get even worse now that Alchemist is up to, what is it, level 10? So he's got his first point in Grieval's Greed. Obviously, Devour was being skilled up from the beginning, so there's always been the Devour on the field to push them ahead. So even if it was an even game completely, you would still see Flipside with a slight gold advantage, but it's really anything but. Sure, it's only a 4-kill difference, but it's really so much more than that on paper. No detection was a bit of a problem. It doesn't matter. He will still self-stun and then stun Van, but it might mean the death of Nusham. He does have a Chemical Rage. Level 11 is really, really big for Alk, and the fact that he's going to get it so quickly means he's going to be pretty much an unkillable force this game.
Yep, he's continuing to jump around, dance around, throw out the unstable concoctions. KYW didn't die to the Mystic Flare, and it's actually not taking too much damage throughout the amount of nukes that it can throw out, but Spearmon, you know, isn't quite in the same boat. He's just going to go down. Don is going to get doomed up, so not able to meld out of this one. He will go down, and another couple of kills going the way of Flipside, whereas LaG, that was a defense, and if they can't defend their towers, then, again, we talked about how they just can't do anything.
And again, that's only 4 heroes for Flipside. This time the Doom gets involved, and it's Shredder who finds the free farm and actually will push down the bottom tier too. So they kill some key heroes. Well, they killed a key hero and the Templar Assassin. They get some more food in the form of a Shadow Shaman. He's died 7 times. And they also get that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. And they look to even get in mid. Like, how can you fight it as team through this acid spray as well as March? It's almost impossible. Not to mention their long range burst damage and slows coming out from the Skywrath and the Tinker.
Yeah, I mean, Spiritmon, he cannot even get close to this lineup, and
full Mjolnir.
Unfortunately, he has to get close. I mean, Shadow Shaman is one of those heroes. Just gets his level 6, by the way. I mean, we can talk about that in a sec, but Shadow Shaman is one of those heroes that has to get up close. If he cannot get close to the enemy, then the whole point of his hero is kind of lost. I mean, the Shackles is the big thing that has to do with this, and hold on as, no, blink out from whoever was there farming the jungle. It is going to be Jenkins saving his own life there with that blink, but Spearmon needs to get close, and if he can't get close, then he's useless. Now, he does have ward, so it's going to help out just a little bit, but Roche is going to go down. They do have Medallion of Courage on him. No, not really using the acid spray. Don't really need it, but Aegis goes, and Shredder will be the one to pick that one up, so all of a sudden, the squishy glass cannon Mirana, not so squishy anymore, as she's got a whole nother life behind her. And LaG, again, taking a look back at them, figuring out what they need to do. Well, with this Doom on Van, he's going to get away, but that is a Stampede used to save him. Doom may not kill him unless his arrow does connect. It won't. They're going to go with a concussive shot, though. Actually, the Doom doing plenty of damage. It is an Ags on Jenkins, so it just refreshes all that damage. He will go down. Now KYW also falling. Damn, that is just too strong of an item coming out from Jenkins, as now they're just going to push down mid and have no trouble at all, probably taking a Rex.
Yeah, and he's got Tranquils too, so if he just blinks to Doom and doesn't attack or get attacked and his Tranquils aren't broken, he's so fast. So that's also helping the Doom there. The Tranquils are generally kind of a weird item on any hero that's going to want to farm, but I think it made a lot of sense this game just because he was expecting to go against TA at least for a little bit, so the extra armor really went a long way. And we saw how almost unkillable he was in the early game. But here we go, Serpent Wards. I think this is the first Serpent Wards I've seen.
Yep.
Probably because he just hit level 6, dropped defensively, and not too hard to clean them up there for the side of Flipside. Not even, yeah, I mean, obviously Shredder will just obliterate them, but I think it was Sunken who was even taking them out.
Yeah, they just clean those up right away. And Nusham can sit right up and tank all the damage and heal it all right back. He's got no fear coming into this one now. I don't know. Does LaG have a chance of defending this base right now? Because Van's going to fly out, not going to be able to do too much, and it's only going to do so much as stall Flipside. I mean, they have 3 lanes they can possibly push. A tier 2 tower is still up, but they've already taken Roche. A tower, a push up to the high ground. They've already attempted, they got halfway down the tower, lost no one. They should have no trouble, really, cleaning up this mid-racks and maybe going for more. Yeah.
We're having a lively discussion in the Twitch chat about all the spells that affect buildings right now. It's been pretty fun. Zeroka Inspector finds a kill. I mean, showing why that hero is good against the Tinker, but I mean, it's just a kill. It's not going to matter too much. He doesn't even have drums yet. He's got phase. Almost drums. 22 minutes in. 2,500 gold in the bank. He can finish the drums.
A while ago.
It looks like he still. Yeah, it looks like he still wants to have that radiance. As there is a hero denial there in the middle lane, as the TA gets brought down there by the Brewmaster. But it was obviously Jenkins that had a hand in that on the Doom.
Yo, yeah, this Doom is way too strong. We already saw, initially when it went out in this fight up here, it looked like he was fine. But then go for it, a concussive shot, as well as a level death, and just refreshing that duration because he got close too soon, and he just goes down to the Doom. I mean, very often, or not very often, do we see heroes fall alone to the Doom. Which, I mean, taking a look at it, it just goes to show you that Magnum Scepter at 20 minutes is incredible on this hero, and not many people pick it up because they don't understand the power of it, or it sometimes just isn't worth it. But I think it was a very good pickup this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell in a game like this where they've been ahead since the very start and now are extremely ahead. Like, Doom could have won for almost anything and it would have looked incredible. But I would agree. I think the Ags is really good. Again, it's sort of like the Ags on Void. Like, get it if you're in maybe a 3 role on the Doom. And there was a lot of redundancy on this team. Like, the Tinker can farm and be really, really strong and scary. Shredder also is free farming, so there's your really strong right click. So the Ags really does fit the team. And if you're going against a Brewmaster or even a Spec, I guess it always makes a lot of sense. And he's probably going Refresher next. And Shadow Shaman died again, so...
I was looking at Templar Assassin because I thought the concussive shot was going out on him, but I didn't see the little blue guy because I guess he's too small right now. He's literally got no levels, no farm. Taking a look at the net worth board, by the way. Very little do we see when this kind of disparity happens where half the team is on one side and half the team is on the other, unless you sort it that way. But Skywrath, the only one that's lagging behind the top of lag, and oh wow, but it's not by far either, so he's very close to making that disparity a reality.
Yeah, it'll happen. I mean, what? Well, one more or 2 more towers, and he'll be ahead of the Spec and the TA. Another arrow spearman. Oh my God, no! Oh, the 5-second stun. Sunken jumps in. Actually, can maybe even just put together some more kills. Another 263 over to Sunken as he jumps, takes the initiative, for staffing with the Mystic Flare to go ahead and kill that poor support.
I'm gonna just follow Shadow Shaman around nowadays. I mean, he just dies too quick.
It seems to be where all the action is.
Yeah, I can't find him anymore. I was taking a look at top lane where we had the Centaur barely TPing out. I thought an arrow was thrown at him. And lo and behold, it's the Shadow Shaman again.
Radiant's top towers.
This guy is just coming out of nowhere and dying. He's just trying to make me look bad. That's it.
Yeah, not just you. All right, BKB's coming out now. We've got the BKB on the Mirana, so now Spectre wasn't really a threat. Now definitely isn't a threat because that's going to disable the Desolate and the damage you're going to take from Dispersion. So Spectre now pretty much not able to do anything to the team's opposing carries, especially if she's doomed, and we're just waiting on that high ground breach. Maybe they waited out for one more Roche, but the AC comes out now here for Nusham on the Alchemist, so he's already got the armor reduction and the acid spray. Now he's got more armor reduction and going to benefit his allies a little bit with the Assault Cuirass. So that could be the final item they're waiting for to just push up here into the high ground. It's only a Brewmaster. Oh, we talked about this hero falling off at around this time of the game. Well, he really falls off when his Primal Split is only level 1, he's level 9, but a nice 2-man stomp from KYW that brings down the skies. Very, very squishy. But Shredder, again, no detection. He will just Moonlight Shadow and get away.
Nusham going to stun himself in the meantime, but with his ultimate there, he's not going to be able to take any damage from it. Or he's taking damage, but heals it right back up. If only got affected by his own minus armor, then it may have been substantial, but... He just sits through it, and now he's going to go ahead and push down the bottom lane. He's looking at Assault Cuirass, so he's going to be able to push down towers and kill heroes really quickly with the Medallion of Courage on top of that one. And Arrow flies out, and Spirit Mon will eat that one up, but there's no way to clean him up, not just yet. Do they have a Mystic Flare to follow? No, he ends up surviving through it. And LaG, they're looking to go ahead and try to make any sort of go here on these heroes, but still just not able to commit to that jump. Now we have a courier. What does it have? The Sacred Relic is done, but Jenkins wants it. He's going for it. It's hugging the tree line right now and hasted up, so Jenkins won't be able to clean it up. Can't doom a courier, so it'll get away, and it won't drop that raise.
Yeah, I think they fixed quite a few of the courier interactions, but you were able to kill them. Beastmaster was like the courier slayer. You could roar and wild axes them to kill the couriers. But I think they fixed those. I think you can still roar to stun. You used to be able to noggin at them as well, but I don't think that works anymore. Again, they're just sieging it from all 3 lanes right now.
I think I've seen someone do it.
I think you can.
Hold on, we're going to have
I'm
someone
unsure
probably
by the
dying
hero.
here in the bottom lane. Yep, it's
Arrow.
DM1, the Brewmaster. Van will dodge out the arrow, but there's so much damage coming in anyway. He's going to get medallioned up. He's going to take an Arcane Bolt. Will get away. There is going to be a Stampede as well, but the Stampede coming from a dying Centaur Warrunner, his last call of this world before he just dies. Now he's going to go ahead and buy back. DM1 doesn't have that luxury. And they're going to make a go down here in the bottom lane. Haunt will fly, but nothing to come of it. Still no Radiance, even though the Relic is done. Nusham, under the guise of Moonlight Shadow, will stay alive for the time being. A Concussive Shot will fly onto KYW. Minus armor galore as Nusham cleans up KYW. Now an arrow, or sorry, a rocket will fly out on an ethereal up Spiritmon. He will go down. Wards drop, wards drop, and yeah, Rack's bottom. As easy as gone.
Yeah, the bottom fight was 4v3 advantage of Flipside because there was 2 heroes trying to kill Jenkins there in the middle lane. Jenkins survives. I think he might have even killed one of them, but yeah, the bottom lane Rax is effectively gone, and when you're pushing in with a 30,000 gold and 30,000 experience advantage, well, you don't expect to have too much trouble. I'm surprised Flipside were as patient as they were, but it looks like they've got this game in the bag pretty much no problem. Shibby's just killing people left and right at this point. And I would expect a GG from LaG.TT to come out momentarily.
You know, an Ethereal Blade Dagon too kind of does that to people. As Jenkins going to go out on Spiritmon, yeah, GGs are probably not short to follow. Van, DM1 might be dead soon. They're probably not even going to be. Yeah, he's just going to die here. It just takes a little bit of commitment from Shibby. He's going to wait it out.
He's going to be able to just sit in the fountain and F-play Dagon people to death.
Yeah, I'm expecting that.
Kill them every single time. He's a mannered player. He would never do that.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and just clean up the mid lane towers, though, and Rax, and those are gone. Just for good measure, I think they're going to go up and try to mega creeps this one a little bit. Tower is not standing, but the creep wave is far enough back that they can't quite go on it yet. They don't want to risk taking too much damage, even though I think this game's pretty much in the bag, but I think LaG.TT, they're just using this extra time because they know we're probably going to start the next game very soon. Just going to use this time to think about what they could have done a little bit better and maybe draft a lineup that won't get so countered in the next game. Now DM1 going to go in, get the Thunderclap off, going to Primal, split. Nusham going to throw out the Unstable Concoction, and Spiritmon just melts Shibby. Going to be able to walk away from this one. Jenkins looks like he wants to take a Meld Strike. Nusham will take it though. Van going to get Ancient sealed up. The Doom doing way too much damage for him to sustain, and he's going to go down to the final level of death. Buys back on the Spectre. No, he just comes back, and they're continuing to just throw bodies out right now. As the GGs finally fall. I think they got the hint, dude.
The first flying at
they were unsure. They're like, I think we still got this. I don't know. Shadow Shaman was trying from the get-go to go for the Melka word here in game number 1, but it did not quite get there. They fell pretty far behind. So, I mean, what more do we need to say than, I think, an outdraft?